Okay, in the bottom right, playing as the red Latin Confederation, we have Manticore and his teammate. Playing as the brown Sakura, we have MagicCat. Their opponents, we have as the purple Latin Confederation, we have Warring and his teammate. Playing as the magenta Epsilon Headquarters, we have Mark. Final match of this best of 5 series, and it takes place on EinsteinsFate, another of Atom Peter's maps, and what was until recently one of the most banned maps, tied with Floral Fury. This is the first time we are seeing it played here today. So, where do we go from here? And again, as with most of Atom Peter's map, very symmetrical here down the centre. So we see one gem or field out here for both players, as we see extra expansions out on there, whilst we enjoy the sight of dogs absolutely massacring other dogs and conscripts only being put down by the emergency sentry gun. So that's some very successful scouting from Warring. But we've got two central ore fields as well for the right hand player to expand to, should they feel so inclined and if they want to fight over them. Whereas for the leftmost player, we've got another ore field over here and a larger ore field that's closer to the enemy over there. So, where do we go from here? It looks like Michael Caine here taking the somewhat safer base crawl, but alas, not quite as quick towards the ore pit into the center here, as he goes double refinery before war factory here. Manticore not doing the same, in fact going double refinery after factory. And MagicCat goes for double factory after refinery, so we're seeing a lot of diversity of build orders here. And it looks like that Warring is mirroring Manticore. There's a lot of conscripts, that's a lot of initiates out here. Doesn't look like there's a lot to stop them apart from Manticore's own conscript force, as he base crawls into the center as well, taking the much more conventional base crawl underneath the cliffs here. Much more risky, however, as if the enemy repair the bridges here, they will be able to start shooting down on this area here. It looks like we've got a very rapid push out here with a lot of conscripts. We've got two Jaguar tanks here, a couple of initiates, and meanwhile MagicCat is stuck here, unable to do anything about it. She's gonna lose her second war factory here. She's probably gonna lose the first war factory, as it's only Manticore who has the conscripts in a position to defend the area. And it looks like this game won't even last 10 minutes here. The pride of the working class has been immediately called into the attempt to stave away the initiates here, as MagicCat has been... Ooh, that's rough for MagicCat here. She's lost her bioreactor as well, both of her factories. It's just dire. She's still only on one miner, I believe, as well. Situation barely 5 minutes up, 3 minutes into the game, and it's already looking like Team Sakura will be knocked out here to MagicCat's unpreparedness in relation to that push. Now, how are the Thousand Suns going to exploit this breakthrough? Setting off the refinery, looks like it's going very much into the frontier, pushing down the center here. It might have been a better choice for MagicCat here to play allies instead, in an effort to try and stave off the base crawl with Siege Cadre. But any faction at this stage, after you lose double factory after the first refinery, is going to undergo a massive setback here. Now, can the Thousand Suns press their advantage here? I believe they certainly can. They've got two Jaguar tanks, all they need is a couple more, and they'd be able to absolutely crush any resistance in this base here and simply charge in their large infantry force. And it looks like exactly that is about to happen, as they're starting to group up their forces with the force fire. Gatling cannons start opening fire, but there's simply too many initiates here, too many archers. They simply melt all the enemy. Test the coil down here for Manticore here. We've got a friendly nuke reactor as well. A lot of conscripts, quite a few initiates out here, as it all descends into pandemonium here. Second Tesla coil down on the field. Desperate driver exploding over here. This is second testing coil has almost been destroyed. However, it does not go down. Manticore and MagicCat are able to hold onto their front line here. So Manticore looks like he's going to start throwing away his conscript teams, however, and MagicCat joins him as well. Not exactly the most strong play here, as they're simply caught out and destroyed in the ensuing fallback. Manticore actually doing relatively okay for cash. He's hard rushing tier 3 here. So it looks like MagicCat is going to be dedicated to a double factory, maybe even triple factory here, as we start to see the first marauders. The Jaguar tanks go in for the crushes here on the enemy here. They get some really good crushes in on that as well, but there are simply too many Jaguar tanks out here from warring here. That Manticore simply can't make that much of a difference. He repels the attack, however, as they currently hold defender's advantage as the marauders start to chip away at the enemy. Looks like Warren's going to have to start breaking us from the tech options. He's working on his nuke reactor as well, half-tracks, etc. What would actually probably be a fairly strong play here is that whilst Warren has captured the tech hospital here, he should probably repair the bridge. Because that way, if he repairs this bridge here, he can not only kill the refinery here, which is Manticore's only refinery, he can also kill the barracks, well, one of the barracks as well, Tezzeret. May not be able to do that so much infrastructure though. She's gonna need siege units, dedicated siege units. Meanwhile, MagicCat as well, not even having captured her hospital either. I don't even know if she knows that there are bridges to repair here either. How is... okay, we're starting to see Gene Plug come out here from Mark of Cain. Battle Lab from Warring. Let's try to kill something. Sniper shoots up our half-track here and is likely about to... yep, there we go. Ivan is dead. As we see EinsteinsFate come out here. It was a very rough start for Team Sakura. Has now stabilized the situation as they work on getting tier 3 here for MagicCat. As we start to see the first Desotastrophes. Someone's low power. Someone went low power for a very short while. Okay, Desotastrophes move in, get a couple of kills off of the infantry here, but the Chimera Corps is there to protect them. As we see Ran now on the field underneath the Chimera Corps effect. Iron Curtain placed in a very ballsy position here. That's confidence. Manticore moving out. It looks like he's going to try and expand over off to the right here, which is relatively unguarded, but all of the fighting has been concentrated in the dead center here. MagicCat crawling herself with a couple of bioreactors here, still not having secured her leftmost ore field. This is interesting. Okay, Morales has noticed the mortar ports on the flame turrets killing the nuke reactor. He's going to have to be careful he doesn't fall in an airstrike on the flame tower here. Yep, no, he doesn't. He lets the Jaguars handle that because the Splash will kill his own nuke reactor with the X-Wings, and there we go. Nice destruction move there from Manticore. That is a lot of Jaguar tanks out there. However, we're now starting to see them move into Desotastrophes. As Manticore continues building refinery. First Iron Guard down here. Synth Fault now on the field for MagicCat. For our own Chimera Corps. Morales moves to take out the first Iron Guard down here. Smart man. As there is the smoke turret here. Morales instead targets a testicle. As so does Ran as they move in right into the smoke turret radius. But that smoke turret is being focused down. The Stalker's coming in. There we go. They take it out. There's a large Marauder force, however, here from MagicCat. She needs to be careful with that. She can't YOLO it away, because then it'll just be picked away by all of the anti-armor. We've got barrier down here as well. The Desotastrophes move in. Does not look good here for Sakura. MagicCat again moves into the Chimera Corps effect. We've got Malva deploy down here as well. That's not Malva deploy, is it? No, that's not. We've got barrier buffing. We've got smoke planes debuffing. As this attack is now being thwarted away by Desotastrophes as they cast Shadow Ring. Oh, no, maybe not no Shadow Ring. It's just the Shadow tanks I'm seeing here. You see a purely Desotastrophe based force, but now without an Iron Curtain to guard them. Manticore moves the MCP back here for somewhat safer position and is now working on building the curtain, but that setback is actually quite significant for him, as Waring is going to be building his own curtain. However, he is also very much long distance mining out here, and we've got no base crawl down the centre and lacking any refinery base crawl over here. He's going to need to do something about that very soon if he doesn't want to be left behind by Manticore. Manticore's economy not exactly strong, but he's not long distance mining like Waring here. MagicCat economy also completely in the gutter here, as she does not continue her base crawl towards the ore field. It's also long distance mining, whereas Kane has mined out these two ore fields and is neglecting the ore field and expansion down here to his left. So we're going to start to see the game transition into a lower economy size game, as we see the Marauders move in here from MagicCat, taking apart the what are they? The war miners from the enemy, as we see a large engineer swarm from Mark of Cain here. I'm not sure what they were trying to accomplish. Libra even joins the field here, as we see some excellent flanking maneuvers here from MagicCat. Got Libra coming in here, the first Deso Catastrophe on the scene. Libra goes for the Iron Curtain. Always picking apart one catastrophe. Catastrophes change targets to Libra. They force the retreat. They almost get Libra. Oh, Libra's next burst, you can probably kill that curtain. Another Marauder goes down. We're going to see the third one go down. Just one Marauder left. Well, MagicCat, it looks like she's forgotten about the Marauders now, and Libra is likely to try and pick up this engagement, which is taking place on the front line here, as Deso Catastrophe is just completely dumpster all of the archers here. Morales joins in the fray, Stalker's getting in the action as well. Marauder tries going in, joining on the front line, dies immediately, as Sakura are getting ultimately base crawled here. What Latin needs right now is not more catastrophes. They've got enough to hold the line, but what they really need now are Baratinos. They absolutely need the AoE infantry crowd control, and that is exactly what Baratinos will offer. But it looks like Manticore here is completely dead set on Deso Catastrophes, which in itself isn't inherently bad. They are, however, not great for simple large swarms of infantry like this. You need the Baratinos, mate. As we see Libra having killed the Iron Curtain from Waring here, leaving Manticore with the only curtain on the field. Conscripts try to take down Libra. They might succeed. Is she going to get the nuke reactor? She just needs one more burst. She gets the nuke reactor. Escapes with not shuddering. I believe it's expired, as the conscripts continue the chase. Mark of Cain has dispatched a couple of shadow tanks in an effort to finish the errant Libra, and she does in fact go down. Mark of Cain looks like he's base crawling now towards the ore field here, as he deploys a war rig to mine the area. As Waring's Morais now targets out a bioreactor in an effort to stop the base crawl. Antares comes up in response, however, and decides to remain. Now opens up on the Antares as we hear MiGs on the way. Stalkers get in on that here, X-MiGs to deliver their payload. As we continue to witness a large stalemate. However, I would say that I was going to say that the Thousand Suns hold the advantage, but I'm not so sure anymore. That goes down. Oh dear, this could be very rough for the Thousand Suns here, as the Deso Catastrophes absolutely go ham. Okay, Iron Curtain's expired, one gets Mind Control, another one's destroyed. Mind Control free, there's only the 4 Deso Catastrophes left. Morales takes a parting shot away at them. Okay, ultimately not as damaging as that could have been for the Thousand Suns here. It looks like they still hold the advantage. They've cleaned up quite a lot of the Deso Catastrophes, and he still holds the vast majority of his infantry force. Morales still intact here, no further flanking action from MagicCat, as Libra would try to pick off the war rig, but can't because she's gone amnesia with the war rig there, proving how much of a Swiss Army knife it continues to be. Morales takes out, was going to try and take out the refinery, but the Marauders make their move. They kill Morales here, but they're going to get absolutely destroyed by Mark of Cain's force here, as the Deso Catastrophes move in to try and desperately fix the situation, but there's again simply too many of them. However, they do in fact pull back. Again, no decisive blow here. Looks like Libra's remembered how to use her weapon. I don't know where she is. Oh, she's over there. Okay. We see defensive risen monolith in play. Gene burst, and now we see Shadow Ring. I don't know where Libra's going to pop up next. Morales starts poking away at the enemy, but he's being shot up by an Antares battery. The Antares will probably kill him, or the Shadows will. As we again continue to see a point-blank refusal from Manticore here to go for any form of long-range anti-infantry crowd control here. Again continues with Desotastrophes. It's not the unit he needs. Libra go. Warrig undeployed, moves closer to the ore field. Libra would in fact re-emerge here and is sniped down by Morales. As the game goes quiet. Again, all the players have run out of money. Manticore long distance mining the ore field here. Kane of Mark, despite mining this field out with the Warrig, is still running exceptionally low on cash. Warring still suffering from a large infrastructure problem. What the hell happened here? Was this all Libra's work? I know he sniped a nuke reactor earlier, but I got the Iron Curtain, but I don't remember him nailing literally all of the war factories and the tier 3 as well. Bloody hell. So we start to see shadow tanks being used in a very decent way. They're starting to harass the minor routes of Manticore here. However, they're still on the destroyer. You've got Desotastrophes responding. Warrig packs up. Morales is counter-sniped by Manticore's own Morales here. We see the Borrello and Desotastrophes move in. Carla, however, now being called. Targets down the Borrello, but the Borrello escapes. As we see more Marauders coming in onto the fray as well. It looks like they're going to try and mount a counterattack through here in an effort to try and finish Warring off. Whether or not Markham Kane is going to take that sitting down is another matter entirely. MagicCat likely defending him being here. I don't think there's a lot under this Chimera crew except for a few viruses. Magnetrons under the Iron Guard get killed. The Iron Guard goes down, one gets mind control, and the rest will simply get shot up. Emergency Desolator deploy here from Manticore. Gets it deployed down. There's magnetism, but the Stalkers already escaped. None of the rest of that's not magnetic. You're going to have to be more careful than that. As we see the Desotastrophes up in the top here, come in on the flanking action, supported with Marauders here. Emergency Terror Drone gets picked up by a Marauder, and it looks pretty dire out for Warring here. As he's gonna lose his next nuke reactor. No, he's gonna lose his Conyard. No! Come on, Manticore, finish it off, finish it off. There we go. His Conyard has been destroyed. This war factory will now remain to be the only point of MCV production for Warring as long as he holds the radar. MagicCat goes in for the nuke reactor. There's the enragement, there's the Iron Curtain. It's all falling apart here for Markham Kane as the Desotastrophes now have free real estate over his infantry army. This will punish him a lot harder than it did the first time. Okay, there we go. Okay, half of them have been mind controlled. There's the emergency Desolator deploy here. As more Desolators move in from the front in an effort to try and fix the situation. Now we might brute a few of them. Catastrophe's gone elite under mind control, as it is just the Marauders to finish it off here. Again, the Iron Curtain Catastrophes have not gone entirely well for Manticore here. They've slimmed down the HQ army significantly, and Markham Kane is completely bankrupt here. But they could have been better spent, first off, killing the factory, landing the killing blow on Warring before coming down to finish off the infantry mob of Markham Kane, which they weren't even able to complete to a reasonable standard. It is pruned down, but it is still definitively a threat to them. However, it looks like that Markham Kane at this stage, actually rightfully so, is nervous to push into the defensive wall of Sakura here, because there's simply too much stealth. He doesn't know what's underneath this. There may be nothing, there could be a whole lot. And as such, he decides to prolong the game as long as he can. Catastrophe looking to clean up this flame tower. As it looks like Warring trying to build a war miner that he doesn't have any left. He's on low power as well, so the power situation will continue to remain rough. As MagicCat finally moves a Warrig out here in an effort to try and mine out the war fuel over there. Looks like Markham Kane is taking a book out of the Sakura's team. However, they move forward take into a minor task force here of Marauders and Gatling tanks, and they easily dismember them all. However, he now leaves his main gate completely exposed as another set of Desotastrophes move in. They take out the cloning mats. They're probably going to go for the rage generator as well. They get the rage generator, so now there we go. MagicCat activates her own enrage. On what? I don't know. Was it the Desotastrophes? Oh, it was on Libra up here, but Libra dies to a Terradrone regardless. Mark of Cain just want to make this into a base trade now. And so both teams are going to be out to cause as much property damage as they can. However, I would say time favours Team Sakura here with the Desotastrophes. I think MagicCat can probably scramble a defense together. She gets the magnetism down. As we see Emergency Basilisk and an AoE crowd control roll. You're going to have to micro them better, MagicCat, otherwise they are going to die to the AA. Lots of toxins down here as well. Looks like it's just the Stalkers left. I do believe MagicCat will be able to hold on to Manticore's base, but that Conjure is going to go down. But Manticore has 3 factories and a radar and plenty of power left in the game. It can rebuild and recover from that. Ran having been pinned down by a Magnetron here. As Mark of Cain has in fact been defeated, I believe he presses the observe button. As Warring is now also been defeated. It looks like Sakura will advance